Go ahead and give us your name and where you're from.
My name is Matt Galloway, and I live in South Tulsa.
And I happen to know you personally, but I saw you in the first Vision2 video.
Yep.
And what has caused you to be in from the first video to now actually appearing in our video?
Well, being in the first video was kind of an interesting experience. I got a phone call from a friend who asked me to come down and be in a video about Tulsa, and it wasn't until I got there that I found out that it was a film for Vision2. At that time, I didn't really know anything about Vision2, and they assured me that it wasn't really a promotion for Vision2, just collecting ideas, what people in Tulsa might see. And being somebody that really supports Tulsa, I did that video with saying what I would like to see in Tulsa happen, but without any specific reference to Vision2 or support of that. And now, after reading a little bit more about what's actually in the Vision2 proposal, I have a lot of concerns, and it's something that I'm not really sure that I support.
And can you be a little more specific of what some of your concerns are? Let's start with Proposition 1, the airport proposition.
Well, I'd actually go back to Vision 2025. When Vision 2025 happened, I had a lot of concerns about that. I didn't end up voting for all 4 propositions of the original, the original plan. One of the propositions I was really concerned about then, and it's the one I'm most concerned about now, is in the current plan is Proposition 1, and we're talking about $388 million to primarily for improvements of facilities the city of Tulsa owns, for the people that are leasing those spaces. And if the city of Tulsa was a commercial real estate manager, they would be expected to take their profits and invest back into those buildings. So if we're having to inject $388 million into those properties, I have to think that we're doing a really lousy job of managing that if we can't cover that in our out of the profits out of those buildings. I know that a lot of that stuff is done as economic development, so the people that are leasing those buildings, I know, are leasing them at terrific rates. So I feel like if you're an operating business and you're successful and you're profitable, that if your buildings need repair and you're getting killer lease deals, that maybe you should be expected to pay for those things, or you should pay lease rates that are profitable enough for the property owner so that they can improve those buildings. And if we can't seem to do that, I'm not sure that we should be in the property management business. Maybe we should just sell those properties altogether and get out from under them. But at any rate, I have a real problem with injecting $388 million, injecting more and more money into what seems to be a money-losing business. And the argument for that is that, well, it has a lot of jobs and it has a lot of overall impact for the city of Tulsa. But if you look at even Vision2's own website, they say that affects about 15,000 households in Tulsa County. Tulsa County has about 240,000 households. So by my math, it's only about 6% of the population. And if you look at that $388 million and you divide it out by those 15,000 households, we're talking about having 94% of the county subsidize 6% of the county's households by paying them essentially $25,000 each out of their own pocket. And it's really difficult for me to swallow that. I understand that we have a long avionics history and that avionics is an important industry here in Tulsa, but if it's a business that is not, has a broken business model to the extent that they have to continue to come back to the county and the people of the county to subsidize their business year after year after year, frankly, I'm not sure it's the kind of industry that we want to build Tulsa's future. And
what about Prop 2? You're for Tulsa.
I'm for Tulsa
and Tulsa County
and Tulsa County, and I think I'm not sure that everything with 2025 was really it was money all well spent, and I'm still not completely pleased with the way that's happened. But there have certainly been nobody can dispute there's certainly been some really good community projects that have come out of that. I'm not sure it was the most effective way to spend everything, but we've definitely had some really wonderful things come out of that. But when I look at the list of the short list of things that we've been given that the money might be spent on in Vision2, I have some concerns, partially because some of them are things that I thought we already voted to spend money on. The juvenile detention facility, we're talking about buying a new property and building a brand new one. well, I thought we voted for money to renovate the old one before, and I guess that money never got spent. So, you know, you know, where's the accountability for that? And things like, you know, we want water in the river. Well, I thought 2025 included the construction of 2 dams that we don't have. So I don't understand why we have to keep voting to spend money, and then the projects don't happen, then no one gets held accountable for that. You know, if we need more money, we need to have a better, clearer plan, and we need to understand exactly what that's going to go to fund, so we can, you know, hold people accountable for that. But in the case of Vision 2025, while there have been a lot of really great projects that we've gotten from it, there were a whole lot more projects that were promised in order to get votes that were just simply never funded and never built. All the discretionary money that could have been sloshed around to lots of different projects all ended up going into the BOK Center, which everyone likes, but if we were voting on a BOK Center, that's what Vision 2025 should have promised. And with Vision 2, I kind of feel like it's more of the same. Like, we're getting promised a whole lot of different things. Whatever you want, we're going to build it with money that comes out of this thing. And in the end, I don't feel like we really know what the money is going to go for. And there's been no real accountability for things that were promised in 2025 that didn't happen. I'm not saying I'm completely opposed to the idea of funding these types of projects with tax money. I think there needs to be a better, more clearly articulated plan with more clear accountability. It seems like we're just saying, hey, we want to make sure, let's get everybody whipped into a frenzy and vote to come up with more tax money, and then sometime later we'll try to figure out what we're going to spend it on. And I don't think that's the right way to operate government.
Well, thank you. Well, I have to ask. You told me a minute ago, but you got to explain the eye.
So I wish there was a better story around the eye, but the reality is, I play adult co-ed soccer out on South Riverside, just east of the river. And last night in a co-ed soccer game, a very petite young woman, about 110 pounds, elbowed me in the eye as I was trying to take the ball away from her. It was completely unintentional. So yeah, I was beat up by a girl.
So you are an upstanding citizen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks.